Hey guys, it's Julia. So today I'm going to be giving you guys some Halloween kind of creepy, spooky book recommendations. None of the books that I mentioned directly are about Halloween, but they all kind of have a creepy element to them, or an element that really reminded me of the Halloween time kind of vibe, and I thought I would share them with you in case you are looking for a creepy book to read during this Halloween time. Let's be honest, October is Halloween. We are going to start off with Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, because who doesn't love a good vampire at Halloween? I personally think that almost everyone will go back in their stocks of photos and find themselves with fake fangs and blood and their faces painted this patchy white color, except for me because I'm already pale enough to be a vampire as it is. Edward Cullen, hit me up, you don't even have to transform me. I can just be as pale as you because apparently this is what genetics I got stuck with. Vampire Academy follow these two girls named Rose and Vasilisa, and Rose is kind of Vasilisa's protector because Vasilisa is vampire royalty, and they run away from the Vampire Academy that they are training at and are living on their own until they are brought back to the Vampire Academy and they have to continue their training and kind of go back into that academy lifestyle. They are so funny. They are just these funny books, and Rose is the sassiest person you will ever read. She is hilarious, and definitely if you are looking for a fun vampire, like non-Twilight vampire, I would recommend this one. The next Halloween read that I have is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This book was so good when I first read it because it was totally not what I was expecting, and as you can kind of tell by the cover, it's got this kind of creepy vibe to it, and it's full of all these creepy old photos which I can't seem to flip to. Okay. So this book is about this boy named Jacob, and after his grandfather's unfortunate passing, he goes to this island to kind of find out more about what happened to his grandfather and what goes on through there, and through that he finds out more about Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which is just that. This book is really good for Halloween because it has that kind of creepy undertone, but at the same time it's still an adventure and it still keeps you on your toes, and there are plenty of characters, plenty of visual aid, which is really nice too because you don't have to always imagine what the characters look like. You kind of have like this visual of it, and there are 3 books, so once again if you like this one then you can pick up the other 2 as well. The next book that I have is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, which is probably the most messed up book I've ever read in my life. And you might notice that I don't have any horror books on this list because I don't read like Stephen King, like horror. I'm just not one of those people. This is probably the closest I got to horror. It's not horror at all, but it's oh man. This book is about this couple, and their names are Nick and Amy Dunn, and then on the morning of their 5th wedding anniversary, Amy goes missing. Obviously, Nick looks very suspicious, especially since they seem to be having relationship problems and things like that. Nick needs to prove that he is not guilty at the same time as trying to find his wife and figure out what happened. And I don't want to spoil this book for you, but this book just messes with your mind because the things that happen in it are so wrong. I think this would be a good Halloween one because it is full of twists and turns. There's also a movie, so you could watch the movie on Halloween if you're not busy watching Twitches or The Nightmare Before Christmas. Is that even a Halloween movie? This is Halloween, pumpkins scream in the dead of night. The next book I have is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Now this book has an undertone of magic, as well as the kind of creepy circus kind of feel to it. The main part of this book is following this circus that only appears, it just appears. You don't see it getting set up, you don't see anything like that, and it is only open at night. And you go in and there's all these different tents with like psychics and acts and all these really magical things, but it only comes along once in a while, and then you have one night to do it and go see everything. So this book follows many perspectives and many different storylines, but they all intertwine and come back to the Night Circus. There's like magic and competition and circus elements. I just found this book very mystical and very much something that I would love to read around this time of the year. Like if I didn't read it before, I probably would read it around this time of the year because I feel like it really fits not only the Halloween theme, but kind of it reminds me of fall, and I don't know why. This is Halloween, everybody make a scene. And the last book that I have is actually the book that I just finished a couple nights ago, and it is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. This book has a very similar vibe to Gone Girl. It is about this girl named Rachel, and she travels on the same commuter train every day, and every day she always sees this couple in their house doing something. She always stops like right in front of their house. There's a brief stop. She gets about 30 seconds and she sees them every day, and she kind of has this built up perception of them and what they're like, what their lives are like, until one day she stops and she sees something shocking happen in the backyard. She goes to the police. She begins to wonder if what she's doing is causing more of a problem than it is helping to solve what's happened. I went into this book knowing something would happen and knowing that it was technically a thriller, but it did take a while for something to happen that actually shocked me. And it's told from 3 different perspectives, mostly at 3 different times. So it's kind of creepy because you see what happens to one person before the main event unfolds, or what happens after that to another person, and it's kind of like a domino effect. It's not as creepy as Gone Girl, because Gone Girl is probably the weirdest creepy thing I've ever read, just because it's so screwed up. Oh my god, I can't get over it. But this one is still pretty messed up. So those were some books that I thought would be good Halloween reads. Let me know your favorite Halloween reads down below. I hope you guys are having an amazing October so far, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
Trick or treat, tell the neighbors gonna die of fright. It's our time! Everybody's free in this town of Halloween. I am the one